creatures, get you home! Is this a holiday? What? Though you're not being mechanical, you ought not walk upon a labouring day without the sign of your profession? Speak! What trade art thou?
Why, sir? A carpenter?
Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What is thou thy best apparel of? You, sir, what trade are you?
Truly, sir, in respect of fine workmen, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler.
Well, what trade art thou? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls.
Trade, thou knave? Thou naughty knave, what trade?
Nay, sir, I beseech you, be not out with me. Yet if you be out, I can mend you.
What meanest thou by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow.
Why, sir, what will you?
Thou art a cobbler, art thou? But wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes to get myself some more work, but indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph.
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow him to Rome, to grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels? You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome, knew you not Pompey? Many a time enough have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yea, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there you have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot but appear, have you not made an universal shout? That time trembled underneath her banks to hear the replication of your sounds made in her concave shores. And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Run to your houses! Fall upon your knees! Raise them against the instrument that plague that needs must like on this ingratitude!
Go! Go, good countrymen! And for this fault assemble all the poor men of your sort! Draw them to Tiber banks and weep your tears into the channel, till the lower streams do kiss the most exalted shores of all. See where their baseless metal be not moved? They vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you that way towards the capital, this way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
'Tis no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. Pile about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, when you perceive them thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Calpurnia! Peace home, Caesar's speech! Calpurnia!
Yes, my lord.
Stand you directly in Antonius' way when he doth run his course. Antonius!
Cease, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say the Baron touch it in this holy chase. Shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
Set on, and leave no ceremony out.
Caesar!
Ah, who calls?
Could every noise be silent? Peace here began.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cry Caesar. Speak! Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March!
What man is that?
'Tis a soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
Fellow, Come from the throne, look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March!
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I'm not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. But let me not, Cassius, hinder your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eye that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late of passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which may give some soil, perhaps, to my behaviours. Let not my good friends be grieved, among which number Cassius be one, nor construe any further neglect, and that poor Brutus, at war with himself, forgets the show of love to other men.
And Brutus, how I much mistook your passion. By means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations.
Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other thing.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirror as to turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow. I have heard where many of the best respected Rome, excepting mortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
To what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek unto myself that which is not in me?
Let all good Brutus be prepared to hear. Since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your class, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of. We are jealous of you, gentle Brutus. Were I a common laughter, or did you to stale with ordinary oaths my love to every new protester, if you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard and after scandal them, or if you know that I profess myself in banqueting to all the rout, then hold me dangerous.
Please, this general shouting, I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
How do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, though I love him well. Wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it you would impart to me? If it be aught towards the general good, will set honour in one eye and death in the other, and I shall look upon both indifferently. For the gods so speed me as I love the name of honour more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favour. Well, honour is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self I had at least not be, as lived to be, in awe of such a thing as I myself. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, Durst thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point? Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But ere we could arrive at the point proposed, Caesar cried, Help me, Cassius, or I sink! I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did, from the flames of Troy, upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear. So, from the waves of Tiber, did I, the tired Caesar. And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature, and bend his body, Caesar carelessly but nod on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their colour fly. And that same eye, whose bends doth all the world, did lose his lustre. I did hear him groan. Aye, and that tongue of his that bade the rovers mark him, and write his speeches in their books. Alas, it cried, give me a drink to Tinius, as a sick girl. Ye gods, it doth amaze me. A man of such a feeble temper should so get the start on the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honours heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves his honourable graves. And at some time are masters of their fate. The fault we Brutus is not in the stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Fight them together, yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Weigh 'em, it is as heavy. Conjure with them. Oh, Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat does this our Caesar feed, that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When went there by an age since the great flood, but it was famed with more than with one man? When could they say till now, when taught to Rome, that her wide walls encompass but one man? Now is it Rome indeed and room enough that there is in it but one only man? You and I have heard our fathers say there was a Brutus once that would have brought the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this, and of this times, I will recount hereafter. For the present I would not, so with love I would entreat you be any further moved. What you have said I will consider. What you have to say I will with patience hear, and find time both to meet, hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than repute himself a son of Rome, under such hard conditions as these times are like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but thus much shower fire from Brutus.
The games are done. Caesar is returning.
They pass by and put Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell us what happened to Caesar's worthy notes today.
Keep Cassius. The angry dot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden train. Calpurnia's cheek is pale, and Cicero looks on with such ferret and such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol, being crossed in conference by some senators.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antony,
Caesar.
let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men and such as sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He is not dangerous, he is a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter. But I fear him not. Yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He is a great observer, and he looks quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays, as thou understands me. He hears no music. Seldom he smiles. He smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself and scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he be never at hard seas whilst they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. Rather tell me what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand and tell me truly what thou thinkst of him.
Oh, you pull me by the cloak, you would speak of me.
Tell us, Casca, what a chance today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
Should not then ask Casca what a chance.
Why, a crown was offered him, and being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand, and the people fell shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice, what was the last cry for?
Why for that too?
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry was, and he put it by thrice. Each time gentler than the other, and And as every putting by, my honest neighbour shouted,
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Anthony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentlemen.
Well, I may as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery. I did not mark it. Well, I saw Anthony offer him a crown. Yet, it was not a crown either. It was one of those coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again. Then he put it by again. To my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then they offered it to him a third time. He put it a third time by. And still he refused it. The rabblemen hooted, and they clapped their top hands, and they threw up their sweaty nightcaps, and they uttered such a deal of stinking breath, because Caesar had refused the crown, that it almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. For mine own part, I durst not laugh for fearing of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
Stop, I pray you. What, did Caesar swoon?
Why, he fell down at the marketplace and foamed at the mouth and was speechless.
It's very light. He had the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not, but you and I, in honest Cassia, we have the falling sickness.
No, I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell. I mean, if the ragtag people did not clap and hiss him according as to he pleased or displeased them, as they used to the players in the theatre, then I am no true man.
What said he when he came to himself?
Mary, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked me open his doublet, and he offered them his throat to cut. And I be a man of any occupation, I would have taken him at his word. I would I might go to hell among the rogues. And so he fell. When he came into himself again, he said that if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches, where I stood, cried, "Alas, good soul!" and forgave him with all their heart. But there is no need to be taken of them.
And after that, he thus sad away.
Why?
Did Cicero say anything?
Aye. He spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Oh, nay, I tell you that, I now look you in the face again. But those that did understand him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for my own part, it was Greek to me. I could tell you more than used to. Narrowless and Flavius, for pulling scarfs off Caesar's image, are put to silence. Very well, there was more foolery yet, if I could but remember it.
You sup with me tonight, Casca.
No, I am promised 4.
You dine with me tomorrow.
Aye, if I be alive, and your mind hold, and your dinner worth eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell both.
Lunt fellow this is grown to be. He was quick mettle when he went to school.
So is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise, however he puts on this tardy form. His rudeness is a source to his good wit, which gives men's stomachs to digest his word with better appetite.
So it is. This time, I will leave you. If you please to speak with me tomorrow, I'll come home to you, or if you will, come home to me and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see thy honourable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their like. For who's so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now and he were Cassius, he should not humour me. I will this night, in several hands, in at his window throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings, all tending to the great opinion Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glancing at. And after that let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure.
Caesar home? Why are you breathless? And why stay you so?
Are you not moved? When the sway of all earth shakes like a thing unfurled? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempest, when the scalding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean rage and foam and swell to be exalted with the threatening clouds, but never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send this destruction.
Why? Saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you knew him well by sight, held of his left hand thus, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of the fire, remained unscorched. And besides, I had not since put up my sword against the capital. I met a lion, who gazed upon me and went sternly by without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap of 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the street. And yesterday, the bird of night did sit even at noonday in the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let me not say that these are their reasons, they are natural, for I believe they are portentous things to the climate which they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Now, come Caesar to the capital tomorrow.
He does, because he bid Antonius send word he would meet you there.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero!
Who's there?
A Roman.
Casca by your voice.
Your ear is good, Cassius. What a night is this!
A very pleasing night to honest men.
You never knew the heavens menaced so.
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto this perilous night. And thus a bracelet, Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross-blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself even in the aim and very flash of it.
But wherefore do you tempt the heavens so? It is a place of every man to fear and tremble when the mighty gods by token send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
But dull, Casca. And those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. You look pale and gaze, and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires? Why all these gliding ghosts? Why birds and beasts from quality and kind? Why all these things change from their ordinance, their natures and their preformed faculties to monstrous quality? Why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I cast a name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves and roars and stuffed the lion in the Capitol? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar's, you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is. The Romans now have thews and limbs like their ancestors, but woe the while our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother's spirits. Our yoke and sufferance show us womanish.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish him as their king. And he shall wear his crown over land and sea, say every place but here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Wherein ye gods you make the weak most strong. Wherein ye gods you tyrants do defeat. Nor stony towers, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. But life growing weary of these worldly bars never lacks power to dismiss itself. If I know this, know all the world besides. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off
pleasure.
So can I. So every one man in his own hand bears the power to cancel his own captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man, I know he would not be a wolf when he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were a lion were not Romans' hinds. Those that we hate will make a mighty fire, beginning with weak straws. What trash is Rome! What rubbish and what offal when it serves for the best matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But O where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman, then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You speak to Casca. And to a man who is no fleering tall tale, hold my hand, and be fearful for address all these griefs. And I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now, noble Castle, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honourable dangerous consequence. And I do know by this they stay for me in pompous porch, for now this fearful night there is no stir or walking in the street. And the complexion of the elements, it favours like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stop! Here comes one in haste!
'Tis sinner I do know him by his gait. He is a French sinner. Where haste you?
To seek you out. Who's that? Lieutenant Simba?
No, it is Casca, one incorporate to our attempts. Am I not faithful, sinner?
Oh, I'm glad on't. What a fearful night is this. There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Content. Now, good sinner, take this paper and look you lay it on the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it, and throw this in at his window. Set this up with wax upon old Brutus' statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's forge where you shall find us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there?
All but Lieutenant Simba, and he's gone to seek you at your house. Well, I will hide, and so bestow these papers as you bid me.
That done, repair to Pompey's theatre. Casca, you and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him are ours already, and a man entire on our next encounter yields him ours.
As he sits high in all the people's hearts, that which would appear offence in us, his countenance, like witch's alchemy will turn to virtue, to worthiness.
Him and his word, and our great need of him, you have right well conceited. Let us go. For it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake him and be sure of him.
Lucius! Cannot by the progress of the stars could guess how near today. Lucius, awake, I say! My fault to sleep so soundly. When, Lucius, when? Lucius!
Called you, my lord?
Get me a taper in my study, Lucius. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will, my lord.
It must be by his death. Now I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general, he would be crowned. That might change his nature, that's the question. It's the bright day that brings forth the adder and craves wary walking. Crowned that, then I grant we put a sting in him that at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. To speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affection swayed more than his reason. It is a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns their face. But once they reach the utmost round, they then unto the ladder turn their back, look into the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which they did ascend. Then Caesar may, then lest he may, prevent. And since the question will bear no colour for what he is, fashion it thus, then what he is augmented will run on to these and these extremities. Think him as a serpent's egg, which, when hatched, would become mischievous, to kill him in the shell.
But
taper burners in your closet, sir. Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again. It is not yet morn. Is not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Check in the calendar and bring me word. Exhalations whizzing in the air to give enough light that I may read by. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake and see thyself. Shall roam, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake. After such instigations being dropped where I might pick them up. Shall roam, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall roam what? Stand under one man's oar. What, Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the mighty Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress. Am I thus entreated to speak and strike? Rome, I make thee promise. If redress do follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
Sir, March is wasted 15 days.
Go to the gate, someone knocks. Cassius did first wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma, or a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council. The state of man suffers then the nature of an insurrection.
Sir, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, sir. Their hats are plucked about their ears, and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favour.
Let them enter. They are the faction. Conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evils run most free. By day. Where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy, hide it in smiles and affability. If thou pass thy native semblance on, not Erebus itself will dim enough to hide thee from prevention.
If we are too bold upon your rest, tomorrow, Brutus, do we trouble you?
I have been up all night awake this past hour. Know I these men that come along with you?
Yes, every one of them. And no man here but honours you, and every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself which every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius.
Oh, he is welcome hither.
This, Decius Brutus.
He is welcome too.
This Casca. This Cinna. And this Metellus Cimber.
They are welcome all. What watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word? Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No.
Your pardon, sir, it doth, and yon grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of dawn.
You must confess you are both deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises, which is a great way growing in the south, weighing the youthful seasons of the earth. So some 2 months hence, up higher towards the north, he first presents his fire, and the high east stands as the capital directly here.
Give me your hands all over one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If not the faces of men that suffer through our souls, the time's abuse, if these be motives weak, then break off betimes, and each man hence at his idle bed. Let high-sighted tyranny range on, until each man drop by lottery. But if these do, as I'm sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, and to steal with valour the melting spirits of women, then what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? What other bond than secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not palter? What other oath than honesty to honesty engaged, that this will be or we shall fall for it? To think that or our cause or our performance did need an oath, when every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy if he do break one particle of any promise that had passed from him.
What of Cicero? Should we stand him? I think he will stand very strong with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Let us have him, for his silver hair shall purchase us a good opinion, and by men's voices to commend our deeds. It shall be said, his judgment ruled our hands, our youth and wildness shall no whit appear, but all be buried in his gravity.
Name him not. Let us break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
And leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Well, now, shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Decius well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find of him a shrewd contriver, and you know his means. If he improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all, which to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Of course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut off the head and then hack the limbs, like robbing dead and envy afterwards. Let us be sacrifices, not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Would that we could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar, but alas, Caesar must bleed for it. But gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. And let our souls, our hearts, as subtle masters do, stir up their spirits to an act of rage and after seem to chide them. That way our purpose will seem necessary and not envious. In so appearing in the common eyes, we shall be called purgers, not murderers. And as for Antony, think not of him, that he could do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him.
Cassius, no more of him. If Antony loved Caesar, all he can do is for himself, take thought and die for Caesar. And that were much he should, for he is fond of sports, of wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
Peace. Count the clock.
Clock has stricken 3.
It is time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no. For he is superstitious grown of late, quite from the vain opinion he held once of fantasies of dreams and ceremonies. It may be these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of the night, or the persuasion of his auguries may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can all sway him. For he loves to hear that unicorns may be trade with trees, bears with glasses, elephants with toils, and men with flatterers. He says he does, being then the most flattered. Let me work, for I will bring his humour to its true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour, is that the uttermost?
Be at the uttermost, and fail not then.
Caius Vergarius doth bear Caesar hard, who rated him for speaking well of Pompey. I wonder none of you thought of him.
Now, good Metellus, go along by him. He loves me well, and I have given him good reason. Send him but hither, and I'll fashion him.
The morning comes upon to leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
The gentlemen look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. So, good morrow to you, everyone. Lucius! Fast asleep. It is no matter.
Brutus, my lord.
Hush! Wherefore rising now? It is not for your health to commit your weak condition to the raw cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You have ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed.
Oh.
And yesterday night at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing, with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. Yet I insisted. So you scratched your head and too impatiently stamped with your foot. I urge you further. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. There is something wrong with your mind, Brutus. Please. Is Brutus sick?
I'm ill in health. That is all.
Well, Brutus is wise, and when he's not in health, he would embrace the means to combat it.
And so I do. Good Portia, get you to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unappraised and suck up the dank humours of the morning? What? Is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to tint the vile and purged air to add unto his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offence within your mind, which by the rights and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you, by once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your heart, why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you, for here have been some 6 or 7 who hide their faces even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle
I
Portia.
should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bonds of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted that I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, to comfort your bed and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the pleasure of your good nature? If it be no more, then Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
Oh, my true and honourable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If that were true, then I would know this secret. Tell me your counsel, I'll not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy.
Someone knocks. Portia, go inside. By the by, thy bosom will take all the secrets of my heart. Now, leave me with haste.
Sir, here is a sick man who would speak with you.
Caius Ligarius, let Metellus spoke us. Stand aside from me. Caius Ligarius, how?
I've said good morrow for my feeble tongue.
What a night have you chosen out to wear a kerchief, Caius? Would you were not sick?
I am not sick. If Brutus have in hand any exploit worthy the name of honour.
Such an exploit have I in hand, Ligarius, had you a healthful ear to hear of it.
By all the gods that Romans bow down before, I here discard my sickness. Soul of Rome, brave son of honourable loins, thou like an exorcist hast conjured up my mortified spirit. Now bid me run, and I will strive with things impossible, yea, get the better of them. What's to do?
A piece of work that will make sick men whole.
But are not some whole that we must make sick?
That we must also. What it is, my Caius, and I will unfold to thee as we go along, to whom it must be done.
Set on your foot, and with a heart new fired, I follow you. To do, I know not what, but it sufficeth that Brutus leads me on.
Follow me.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, Help, ho, they murder Caesar. Who's within?
My lord.
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. Things that threaten me now look but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they'll vanish.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce, fiery warriors fought battle upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons and right forms of war, which drizzled blood upon the Capitol. Noise of battle did hurtle in the air, horses did neigh, and dying men did groan. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? That Caesar shall go forth. For these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. All the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurs?
They would not have you stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of the offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. No, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I, the elder, and more terrible. And Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he shall say you are not well today. Let me upon my knee prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well. For thy humour, I will stay at home. Here's Decius Brutus. I'll tell them so.
All hail! Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I'm come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are coming very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not falter. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Tell them he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far as to be afraid to tell greybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
What, most mighty Caesar? Let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my stature, which, like a fountain with 100 spouts, did run pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings, portents, and evils imminent. And on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream? It's all misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for teachers, stains, relics, and cognizance. This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
In this way, have you well expounded it?
I have. When you have heard what I would say, I know it now. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, no, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, dear Caesar, for my dear, dear love to your proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I'm ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my robe, for I will go. Oh, and look, where Publius has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Publius. What, Brutus? Are you stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casca. Gaius Ligarius. Caesar was ne'er so much your enemy as that same ague that hath made you lean. What is the o'clock?
Caesar, 'tis struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. Oh, see, Antony, the rebel's longer nights is notwithstanding us. Welcome, Antony.
So do most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, sinner. Now, Metellus. What, Trebonius? I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be that your best friend shall wish I had you further.
Good friend, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
To be like but the same, O Caesar, the heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Westminster, change here at the Circle and District line. Exit for Westminster Abbey and Houses of Parliament.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There is but one mind amongst all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee, thy lover, Artemidorus. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give him this. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive.
I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. What dost thou say?
To know my errand, madam.
I would have had thee there and here again. Here I could tell thee what thou shouldst do there. Oh, Constancy, be strong upon my side. Set a huge mountain between my heart and tongue. Have a man's mind, but a woman's might. Oh, how hard it is for a woman to keep counsel. Is thou still here yet?
Madam, what should I do? Run to the capital and nothing else? And so return to you and nothing else?
Yes! Bring me wide, boy, if thy lord look well, for he went sick before. And take good note what Caesar done, what suitors press towards him. Ah, boy, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Hey, prithee, listen well. I heard a bustling rumour like a bray, and the wind brings it forth from the capital.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Oh, what is the clock?
About the ninth hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I'm going to take my stag to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit with Caesar, hast thou not?
Oh, that I have, lady. If it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Oh, why? Knowest thou any harm intended towards him?
None that I know would be. Much that I fear may chance.
Good morrow to you. Oh, here the street is narrow. The throng that follows Caesar at the heels of senators and praetors and common suitors will crowd a feeble man almost to death. I'll get thee to a place more void, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
I must go in. I me, how weak the thing a heart of a woman is. Poor Brutus, heaven speed thee in thine enterprise. Be sure the boy heard me. Brutus has a suit that Caesar will not grant. Grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Say I am merry. Come to me again and give me word what he doth say to thee.
Ah, the Ides of March are come.
I, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail, Caesar, read the schedule.
Caesar, Trebonius doth desire you to read this at your best leisure, his humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches oneself shall be last served.
Delay not. Read it instantly.
What, is the fellow mad?
Sirrah, give place!
What, urge you your petitions in the street? Come to the capital. surprise Papilius.
Very well. What said Papilius, Lena?
He wished to know our enterprise might thrive. I fear your purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar, mark him.
Casca be sundered from a clear prevention. Brutus, what should be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius be constant. Papilius, Lena, speaks not of our purposes, but look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Rodius knows his time, but look you, Brutus, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
We're not going to tell Simba. Let me presently confer his suit to Caesar. He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you are the first that raise your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, most puissant Caesar, Metellus Simba throws before thy seat an humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Simba. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melteth fools. I mean, sweet words, slow, crooked courtesies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own, to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Simba receive an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Simba.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fallow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, they are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one in all doth hold his place, so in the world. It's furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one that unassailable holds on his rank, unshaped of motion. And that I am he. Let me a little show it even in this. That I was constant Simba should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me!
As to Brute, then fall Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Go hence! Proclaim! Cry it about the streets!
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, Liberty! Freedom!
Liberty!
Please muster in the bar area. This is a security announcement. We hope to have this area decommissioned in 20 minutes. Please leave this area. This is a security announcement. This is a security announcement.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus!
And Cassius too.
Where's Publius?
Here, quite confounded by this mutiny.
Stand fast together,
What's
my friend.
notwithstanding? Publius, be cheer. There is no harm intended to your person nor to no Roman else, so go tell them, Publius.
And leave us Publius, lest that the people rushing on us should do your age some mischief.
Go to, and let no man abide this deed but the doers.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house, amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run as it were doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasure. That we will die, we know. It is but the time of death and drawing days out that men do stand upon.
He that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Granted, then is death a benefit. So are we friends of Caesar's that have abridged his time of fearing death? Stoop, Romans, stoop, and bathe your hands in Caesar's blood, right up to the elbows, and besmear our swords. And then walk we forth unto the marketplace, waving our red weapons o'er our heads, and crying, peace, freedom, and liberty!
Liberty! Do never wash! How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in sense unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar die in sport, that now on Pompey's faces lies along no worthier than dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the not of us be called the men that gave their country liberty.
Aye.
What, shall we fall? Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead. We will grace his heels with the most noblest and...
Stop. A friend of Antony's.
Thus Brutus did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down. And being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal and loving. Say I love Brutus and I honour him. Say I feared Caesar, honoured him, and loved him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him, and be resolved how Caesar hath deserved to die in death, Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, thorough the hazards of this untrod state, with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
The master is a wise and valiant Roman, I never thought him worse. Tell him so please him come unto this place, he shall be satisfied, and by mine honour depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know we will have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet have I a mind that fears him much, and my misgivings still fall shrewdly to the purpose.
Stop, here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
The mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? All thy conquest glories, triumph, spoil, shrunk to this little measure. Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords made rich, with the noblest blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you do bear me hard, now whilst your purple hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure, live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place shall please me more, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off, the choice and master spirits of this age.
Antony, beg not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands and this our present deed you see we do. Yet see you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not, and they are pitiful. Pity to the general wrong of Rome, as fire drives out fire, so pity have done this deed on Caesar. But for your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of amity, our hearts of brother's spirit, to welcome you in with all kind thoughts, good love and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear. And then I will deliver you the cause why I that did love Caesar when I struck him have proceeded thus.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First Marcus Brutus, what I shake with you. Next Caius Cassius, do I take your hand? Now Decius Brutus, yours. Now yours, Metellus. You sinner. My valiant Cassia, yours. But last not least in love, yours, good Joconius. And come on all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceive me, either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, would it not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble in the presence of thy corpse? That I, as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, would it become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies? Pardon me, Julius, here wast thou brave heart, here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand! Sighed in thy spoils and crimsoned in thy leaf. O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. Thou like a deer strucken by many princes dost thou here lie.
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this. Then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. What compact we need to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, I am with you all, and love you all. Upon this hope you shall give me reasons why, and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else this were a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you the son, Antony, of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I ask. And am moreover suited that I may produce this body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You do know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first. Show the reason for Caesar's death. What Antony speaks I will protest he does by leave and by permission, and that we are contented Caesar shall have all true rites and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us harm.
I know not what may fall, I like it not.
Mark Antony, you shall not blame us in your funeral speech, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else you shall have no hand at all about his funeral. And you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruin of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of time. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar. Mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. All pity choked with custom of fell deed, and Caesar's spirit ranging for revenge, with Arte by his side come hot from hell, shall in these confines and with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war. That this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write for him to come to Rome.
I did receive his letters and his coming. Did we say to you by word of mouth?
The heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion I can see is capturing for mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stand in thine began to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Goes back with speed and tell him what they've chanced. This is a morning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. By hence and tell him so. Yet stay a while. Thou shalt not back until I've borne this corpse into the marketplace. There I shall try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men. According to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Lend me your hand.
Numbers. Those that will hear Cassius speak over him. Those that will hear me, let them stay here. Silence! Romans, countrymen, lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent that you may hear. Respect me for mine honour and have respect in my honour that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom and awake your senses that you may the better judge. We will. Yes. If there be any here in this assembly, any good friend of Caesar, I'm one. Myself. Brutus's love for Caesar was no less than his. Yes. Why Brutus rose against Caesar. This is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Caesar were living and die all slaves. No! Or that Caesar were dead and live free men. As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he were fortunate, I rejoice. As he were valiant, I honour him. But as he were ambitious, I slew him. Joy for his fortune, honour for his valour, and death for his ambition. Is here, so base he would be a bondman. No! For him have I offended. No! Is here, so rude he would not be a Roman. No! For him have I offended. So vile, he would not love his country. No! For him have I offended. No! I pause for a reply. No! None have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. His glory is not enforced, wherein he were worthy, nor his offences enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes the body, as mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in his dying, shall receive the benefit of his death, with a place in the Commonwealth, as which of you should not. Oh, shame. With this, I depart. But as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself, when it should leave my country. Let me depart alone. Stay here with Antony. To grace to Caesar's corpse and grace to Antony's speech tending to Caesar's glory, which Antony by our permission is allowed to make. I do entreat you, let no man alone, save I, leave, till Antony has spoken.
The public chair.
For Mars' sake, I am beholding to you.
What does he say of Brutus? He says for Brutus' sake he finds himself beholding to us all.
Speak out today!
Caesar was a tyrant.
Nay, that's
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. Yes!
The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you that Caesar was ambitious.
Yes, he was!
So it was a grievous fault. And grievously hath Caesar answered it here.
Yeah.
And the little Brutus and the rest.
Yeah.
For Brutus, as you know, is an honourable man. All honourable men. Am I to speak in Caesar's view? He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. To Rome, whose ransom the general pockets fill. This in Caesar's ambitious? When the war had cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition made stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honourable man. Did Caesar that would not how I thrice presenting me crown round, which he tried to abuse? Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And sure, he is an honourable man. I speak thus to this son what Brutus spoke. But here I am to speak what I know. You all did nothing once. You all did our wars. What cause will taught you then to mourn for him? Good judgment. Thou art led to brutish beasts. The men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is on them Caesar. And I must pause until it comes back.
Methinks there is much reason in his sayings.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Has he, masters? I fear that when the worst comes in his place.
Mark ye his words, Caesar would not take the crown, therefore 'tis certain he was not ambitious.
If it be found so, some will dare abide it.
Poor soul, his eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Mark him, he begins again to speak. Antony!
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I would do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honourable men. I'd rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honourable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they dead Caesar's wound, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying, mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue. Gentle friends, I must not read it. Meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. Real men, hearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you burn. It is good that you know not that you are his heirs. For if you should, oh, what would come of it?
Wait!
Will you stay a while? I have overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I do wrong the honourable men whose daggers have stabbed Compel me then to read the word. Lay me on the corpse of Caesar, and I will show you him that made the word.
Stand from the house, stand in the boat.
Shall I descend? They press not so upon me, stand far off. You have tears. Prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. It was on a summer's evening in his tent that day he overcame the Nervi. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed. As rushing out of doors to be resolved, did Brutus so unkindly knocked or no? For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O ye gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all.
It was.
For when the noble Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude more strong than traitors' arms quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart. And in his mantle, muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell.
Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen!
Yes.
Then I and you and all of us fell down!
Yes.
Bloody treason!
Clickers! Oh, now you weep, and I perceive the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. What weep you when you but behold our Caesar's vesture, wounded?
Oh, piteous spectacle.
Almost not Caesar!
Oh, woeful day.
Oh, most bloody sight.
Good friends, sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a flood of mutiny.
Done this deed are honourable.
I may not have made them do it. They are wise and honourable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not to steal away your hearts. I am no orator as Brutus is, but as you all do know me, a plain, blunt man that loved my friend. And that they know full well that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. I show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. Were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony, would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar, and to move the stones of Rome, to rise a mutiny.
Come seek them.
Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your love? Alas, you know not. I must tell you then. You forgot the will I told you of. Here is the will. To every Roman citizen he gives. To every several man. 75 drachmas. He hath left you all his walks, his private arbours and new planted orchards this side Tiber. He hath left them you, and to your heirs forever. Come and live abroad and recreate yourselves.
Justice for Caesar!
There was a Caesar.
Yes!
When comes there such another?
Now let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. Oh, now, fellow.
Sir, Octavius is already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He elected us at Caesar's house.
Thither will I straight to visit him. He comes upon a wish. Fortune is merry, and in this mood will give us anything.
I heard him say that Brutus and Cassius are rid like madmen through the gates of Rome.
Belike they had some notice of the people, how I had moved them. Bring me to Octavius.
I dreamt tonight that I feast with Caesar, and things unluckily charged by fantasy. I have no will to wander forth of doors, yet something draws me forth.
Where have you dwelt? Let it go! Answer every man directly. I actually went briefly.
What is my name? When am I gay? When do I dwell? My very banner of bachelor? Interrupt every man directly and briefly. Why, truly, I say. I am a bachelor.
Oh, that's as much to say they're fools that marry. Yeah. You better be a fine crowd here. Proceed directly.
Directly, I'm going to Caesar.
You know.
As a friend.
Godmother is also directly. You're dwelling briefly.
Briefly, I do dwell by the capital.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Sinner.
I am
These many then shall die, their names have pricked.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus?
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
On condition Publius shall not live. Who is your sister's son, Mark Antony?
He shall not live. Look, with a spot I damn him. But Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house and fetch me the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge in legacies.
What? Shall I find you here?
Or here, or at the Capitol.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit the threefold world divided he should stand one of the three to share it?
So you thought him, and took his voice, who should be pricked to die in our black sentence and proscription.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you. And though we lay these honours on this man to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them as the ass bears gold, to groan and sweat under the business, either led or driven as we point the way, and having brought our treasures where we will, then take we down his load, turn him off, like to the empty ass to shake his ears and graze in commons.
You may do your will. But he's a tried and valiant soldier.
So too is my horse, Octavius. For that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature I teach to fight, to win, to stop, to run directly on. His corporal motion governed by my spirit. And in some taste Lepidus is but so. He must be taught and trained and bid go forth. A barren, spirited fellow. One that feeds on objects, arts, and imitations that out of use and staled by other men begin his fashion. Do not talk of him, but as a property. And now, Octavius, listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, our means stretched. And let us presently go sit in council how covert matters may be best disclosed and open peril surest answered.
Let us do so. For we are at the stake and bayed about with many enemies. And some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs.
Stand up!
Say the word ho and stand.
Well, now, Lucilius, is Cassius near?
He is at hand. And Pindrus is come to do you salutation from his master.
Greets me well. Your master Pindrus, by his own ill office, has given me some worthy cause to wish things done undone. But if he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt that my noble lord shall appear. Such as he is full of regard and honour.
He is not doubted. Lucilius, a word. How he received you, let me be resolved.
With courtesy and respect enough, but not with such familiar instances, nor with such free or friendly conference as he hath used of old.
I'll describe as a hot friend cooling. Even note, Lucilius, when love begins to sicken and decay, it uses an enforced ceremony. There are no tricks in plain and simple faith, but hollow men, like horses, hot at hand, make gallant show and mettle of their loot. But when they should endure the bloody spur, they fail their crests, and like deceitful jades sink at the trial. Comes his army on.
They mean this night in Sardis to be quartered. The greater part, the horse in general, are come with Cassius. Hark, he is arrived.
Stand ho!
March gently on to meet him.
Noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge I, ye gods, wrong I mine enemies, if not so should I wrong a brother.
Brutus, this sober form of yours, my
Cassius,
when you...
speak your words lightly, I do know you well. Before the eyes of both our armies here, which should perceive nothing but love from us, let us not wrangle. Bid them move away, and in my tent, Cassius, enlarge your griefs. I will give you audience.
Hinder us! Bid our commanders lead their charges off a little from his ground.
Lucius, do you the same. Let no man come into our tent until we have done our conference. Lucilius, Titilius, guard our door.
You have robbed me, doth the
hearing this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letters prayed on his side because I knew the man was slashed off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
Oh, in such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offence shall bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and mount yourself
itching
gold
palm?
to undeserved.
You know that you're Brutus so slips this, or by the God this week or else your last.
The name of Cassius honours this corruption, and chastisements are therefore highly praised. Remember March, the Ides of March, remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice's sake? What villains did touch his body that he stabbed and not for justice? And what shall one of us that struck the foremost man in all this world but for supporting robbers? Shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty space of our vast honours for so much trash as may be grasped with that? I would rather be a dog and bathe a moon than be such a woman.
Brutus urge not me, I'll take it no further. I am a Roman, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to, you're not, Cassius.
I am.
You're not.
I know I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no further.
Waves like man.
It's possible.
Must I give way and room to your rash collar? Should I be frighted when a madman stares?
Ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, and more. Fret till your proud heart break. Don't show your slaves how choleric you are, and make the bondsman tremble. Must I budge? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humour? God, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it will spit you forth. But this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, my laughter, when you're waspish.
Is it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Well, let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it will please me well. For mine own part, I should be glad to learn of abler men.
Well, you wrong me, Brutus! I said I was an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say
If you
better?
did, I can.
Oh, when Caesar lived, he durst not have moved me.
Peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
What? I durst
No!
What?
Not for your life, you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my lover. Maybe that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass me by like the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you the certain sum of gold which you denied me. I can raise no money by vile means. Fault I would rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you the gold to pay my legions which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends. Be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts and dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus has wived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
Do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterers would not, though they be huge as high Olympus.
Oh, come, Antony, and you, Octavius, come! You make yourselves alone on Cassius! But Cassius is a weary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondsman, all his faults observed, set in a notebook, learned, come by rote, and cast into my teeth. Weep my spirit from mine eyes. Here is my dagger, and there my naked breast, within a heart, dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that deny thee gold will give my heart. Strike, as thou didst to Caesar, for I know when thou didst hate him worse, thou loved him better than ever thou loved Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Be angry when you will, you have scope. Do what you will, dishonour shall be humour. You are yoked with a land that carries anger as a flint-bears fire. Marching forward shows a hasty spark and straight as cold again.
Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexed of him.
When I spoke that I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus!
What's the matter?
Not you love enough to bear with me when that rash humour which my mother gave me makes me forgetful.
Yes, Cassius. From this day forward, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you be. Hey,
let me go in to see the generals! There is some dispute between them! 'Tis not me they be left alone!
You shall not come to them!
Only death will stop me!
How now, you generals? What do you mean? Love and be friends as two such men should be! For I have seen more years, I think, than this.
Oh, how vilely doth this cynic rhyme! Salty companion, get you hence! There with his Brutus to his fashion!
What will the war do with these ginning fools?
Companion, hence! Away, away be gone!
Lucilius, this is commanders prepare to lodge their companies tonight.
Come yourselves and bring Messala with you immediately to us.
Lucius, a bowl of wine.
Did not think you could have been so angry.
Cassius, I am sick of so many griefs.
Your philosophy you make no use if you give place to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She's dead.
Escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Supportable and touching loss upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony had made themselves so strong for. With her death that tidings came. With this she fell distract and her attendants absent. Swallowed fire.
Died so.
Even so.
Oh, you gods.
Speak no more of her. Some wine, Lucius. In this I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble flesh. Fill Lucius to the wine or swells the cup. I can't drink too much of Brutus's love.
Come in, Messala. I'll continue. Now sit close about the table here and call into question our necessities.
Oh, now dare more, I pray you.
Now, Messala, I have received letters that speak of young Octavius and Mark Antony come down on us with a huge power, bending their expedition towards Philippi.
Myself have letters of the self-same tenor.
With what addition?
That by prescription and bills of outlawry, Octavius, Lepidus, and Antony have put to death 100 senators.
Therein our letters do not well agree. Mine speak of 70 senators that have died by their prescription, Cicero being one.
Cicero what? Cicero is dead, and by that order of prescription. And are your letters from your wife, my lord?
No,
Messala. Well, nothing in your letters
Nothing,
to her?
Messala.
You think this is strange?
I ask you, do you aught of her in yours?
No, my lord.
As you are a Roman, tell me true.
Then like a Roman bear the truth I tell. For certain she is dead, by strange manner.
By farewell, Portia. She must die, Messala. On meditating that she must die once, I have the patience to endure it now.
Even so, great men, great losses should endure. Have as much of this in art as you, but yet my nature could not bear it.
So I work alive. What think you of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better that our enemy seek us. Then shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, doing himself offence, whilst we, lying still, are full of rest, defence, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of course give place to better. The people twixt this ground and Philippi do stand but in a forced affection, for they have grudged us contribution. The enemy marching along by them will make fuller number up, come on refreshed, new added and encouraged. By which advantage shall we cut them off? If the Philippi we do face them there, these people at our back. Hear me, good brother. One more thing besides. We have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful. Our cause is right. The enemy increases every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted all the voyages of men's life are cast in shallows and in misery. On such a full tide are we now afraid that we must take the current where it serves, or lose our ventures.
Then with you we'll go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The dead of night has crept upon our talk, and nature must obey necessity, which we will niggard with a little rest. There's no more to say.
No more. Good night. Early tomorrow will we rise and hence.
Lucius! Bring them my gown. Good night, good Nestler. Good night, Titus. Noble Cassius. Good night and good repose.
Oh, my good brother. It was an ill beginning of the night. Never comes such division between our souls, let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, good brother. Call Claudius and some other of my men. I'll have them sleep in cushions in my tent.
Barrow! Claudius!
My lord?
Come in, good sirs, and lie down and sleep a while. It may be I shall raise you by and by on business to my brother Cassius. Now, let me see. The page turned down where last I left off reading. Here it is, I think. How ill this taper burns. What? I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this apparition so. It comes to me. What? Art thou anything? Art thou some god? Some angel or some devil? Makes my hair stare and my blood cold. Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Shall I see thee again then?
Aye, at Philippi.
I shall see thee at Philippi. Now I've taken part, thou vanishest. Ill spirit, I would have more talk with thee. Claudius, oh, Lucius, serve awake. Lucius.
My lord?
Why did thou cry out so in that sleep?
My lord, I do not know that I did
Did
cry.
thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Sleep again. Lucius.
My lord.
Claudio, did thou see anything that thou so cried out?
Oh, my lord.
Saw thou nothing? You're wrong, my lord. Go commend me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his times before the times, and we will follow.
Shall be done, my lord.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. It proves not so. Their batters are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut, I'm in their bosoms, and I know wherefore I do it. They could be content to come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But 'tis not so.
Prepare you, generals. The enemy comes on in gallant show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your battle softly on, upon the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand I keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so. Look, I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never! Till Caesar's 33 wounds be well avenged. Or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands, unless thou bringst them with thee.
So I hope. I was not born to die on Brutus's sword.
If thou wert the noblest of thy strain, young man, thou could not die more honourable.
A peevish schoolboy worthless of such honour, joined with a master and a reveller.
Old Cassius still.
Come, Antony. Away. Defiance, traitors. Hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs!
Why now, blow wing, swell pillow and swim bath. The storm is up and all is on the hazard.
A word, Lucilius.
My lord?
Messenger. What says my general? Messenger.
Today is my birthday. As this very day was Cassius born, give me thy hand, Messenger. Be thou my witness that against my will, as Pompey was and I, compelled to set upon one battle all our liberties. You know that I held Epicurus strong in his opinion. Now I change my mind, and heartily credit things that do presage. Coming from Sardis, on a former ensign, 2 mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands, who to Philippi here consorted us. This morning are they fled away and gone, and in their place do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads and downward look on us as we were sickly prey. Their shadows seem the canopy most fatal under which our army lies, ready to give up the ghost. Believe not so, I but believe it partly. For I was fresh in spirit, and resolved to meet all perils very constantly.
Even so, Lucilius.
Most noble brother, the gods today stand friendly that we may, lovers in peace, lead on our days to age. But since the affairs of men rest still uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then is this the very last time we shall speak together? What are you then determined to do? If we do lose this battle, are you contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, thou noble Roman. Think not that Brutus will ever go bound to Rome, he bears too great a mind. But this day must end the work the Ides of March began, and whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore our everlasting farewell take. Forever, forever, farewell, Cassius. If we meet again, why, we shall smile. If not, this parting were well made.
Forever and forever, farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, this parting was well made.
Read on. Oh, the man would know the end of each day ere it come, but it sufficeth that the day will end, and then the end is known. Away! Ride! Let's the ride. These bills and the legions on the other side. You can set on at once, ride you to see the Condamina in Octavius' wing. A sudden push will give them the opening. Ride! Let's the ride, let them all come down.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who, having some advantage on Octavian, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil while we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly, my lord, fly! Thou Captain, did not take! Fly, father! My noble Cassius, fly!
breathe first. Time has come round. Where is it begin? Where shall I end? My life is run its purpose. Fire! What news? Titinius is enclosed a roundabout with horsemen that should make him on the spur. Yet he spurs on. Now they're almost upon him. Now Titinius. Now some light. Oh, he lights too. He's tame. God, they shout for joy. Come down, behold no more. Coward that I am to live so long to see my best friend ta'en before my face. Come hither, Sarah. In Carthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee saving of thy life, that whatsoever I dismiss thee do, thou shalt attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the very sword that killed thee. Thou art free! There would not have been. Thou hast done my will! Far from this country can now shall work. There's no Roman shall ever take note of me! It is when James continues, and Titinius to overthrow thy noble Brutus' power. Cassius' legions are by Antony.
These tidings will well come for Cassius.
Where did you leave him?
All disconsolate with Pindorus' bondsman on this hill.
Is not that he that lies upon the ground?
He lies on my living. Oh, my heart!
Is not that he?
No, this was he, Messer. But Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sink tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' sun is set. Rome's sun is set. Our day is gone. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success has done this deed.
Mistrust of good success has done this deed.
Oh, Pindorus! Where art thou, Pindorus?
Seek him, Titinius, while I go meet the noble Brutus, thrusting the news of this report into his ears. I may say thrusting it. Poisoned dart, seeing the darts and venom to be as welcome to ears of Brutus' tidings of this sight.
Hie you, Messer. I'll stay and seek for Pindorus a while. Why did you send me from you, noble Cassius? Did you not see that I found thy friends? And did they not put this garland on my brow and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. But hold thee, take this garland on thy brow. Thy Brutus bade me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Oh, Brutus, come apace, and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. Gods, by your leave, this is a Roman's part. Count Cassius' sword, and find Titinius' heart.
Where Messer does his body lie?
At yonder, and Titinius mourning it.
Titinius faces upward.
He is slain.
Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit roams abroad and turns our swords into our own proper entrails.
Brave Titinius, look where he hath found Cassius.
Yet you Romans, such as these alive, the last of all the Romans, fare thee well. Romans, 'tis not past 3, and yet ere night, we shall high fortune in a second fight.
My master doth not. Who will go with me? I will proclaim my name about the field. I am the son of Marcus Cato, ho! A foe to tyrants and my country's friend. I am the son of
And I'm Marcus Brutus! Marcus Brutus I! Brutus my country's friend! No need for Brutus! Oh, young and noble Cato, art thou down? Oh, now thou diest as bravely as Titinius. May be honoured, being Cato's son. Yea, will I die? If only I yield to die!
There is so much that you will kill me straight. Kill Brutus and be honoured in his death.
We must not. A noble prisoner. Room ho! Tell Mark Antony Brutus is paid. I'll tell the news. Here comes the general! Brutus is tail, my lord!
Where is he? Safe, Antony. Brutus is safe enough. I dare assure thee that no enemy shall take alive the noble Brutus. The gods defend him so great a shame. When you do find him, or alive or dead, he shall be found like Brutus, like himself.
This is not Brutus, friend. But I assure you it requires no less than words. Keep this man safe, give him more kindness. I'd rather have such men, my friends, than enemies. Go on! See whether Brutus be alive or dead. Bring this word unto Octavius' pen.
Come, poor remains of trains, and rest upon this one.
Titilius showed the foresight, but my lord, he came back. He is what he was slain.
Sit thee down, Clitus. Slaying is the word, 'tis a deed not in fashion. Hardly a word, Clitus.
No! Not for all the world! No!
Peace, no word.
I would rather kill myself.
Hark thee, Dardanius.
Should Dardanius do such a deed?
Dardanius, for Clitus, what ill request did Brutus make to thee?
To kill him, Brutus. Look how he meditates.
Now is that noble vessel full of grief that it runs over even at his eyes.
Volumnius, come hither, list a word.
Says my lord.
My name is Volumnius. The ghost of Caesar had appeared to meet you several times by night. At Sardis once, and this past night here in Philippi Fields. I know my hour is come.
Not so, my lord.
Aye, 'tis so. Thou knowest the world, Volumnius, the way it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. There is no glory. We must jump in, not tarry till they push us. Volumnius, thou knowest that we two were at school together.
That's not an office for a friend, my lord.
Fly! Fly, my lord, there is no tarrying here!
Farewell to you and you, Volumnius. Stratum, hast thou been asleep all this while? Farewell to you too, Stratum. But friends, my heart doth joy that in all my life I found no man that were true to me. I shall have glory on this losing day, more so than Octavius and Mark Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto. Bid you farewell, for Brutus's tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs heavy on my eyes, and my bones would rest, that have but laboured to attain this hour. Fly! Fly, my lord! Get thee hence, I shall follow. Start! Stay while, my lord. Thou art a fellow of some respect. Thou life had some smack of honour in it. Wilt thou turn away thy face, Strato?
Give me your hand first.
Farewell, Strato. Julius Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
What man is that? My master's there. Strato, where is thy master?
Free from the bondage you are in, Messala. The conqueror can but make up fire of it. For Brutus only overcame himself, and no man else hath honour by his death.
So Brutus should be found. I thank thee, Brutus, that thou hast proved Lucilius' saying true.
There's an ominous run with them all. All the conspirators save only he did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only with a general honest thought and common good to all was one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him, with all respect and rights of
Bye.